What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, last but not least, I want to talk about the Brooklyn Nets, who were eliminated by the Toronto Raptors 4-0 in that first round series. Every game except for one, I believe it might have been game two. Except for game two, all of those games were blowouts. And I believe the elimination game, Toronto scored 150 points, which included 100 points coming off the bench, which has to be a playoff record. But, you would think with all of that you would say that the future is murky at best for the Brooklyn Nets. But no, there's a rainbow on the horizon, and that is Kevin motherfucking Durant. All right. Now, look. Usually, when a player suffers that type of injury, you're a little bit nervous. But look, Kevin Durant's game is not predicated on athleticism, and Kevin Durant had already, in the last few years, have become more perimeter orientated. So there's not really going to be much slippage at all. Maybe a slight, minuscule drop in his field goal percentage, because he might go to the rim a little bit less than he was even before. But other than that, he's still going to be a guy that's going to be putting up 28 to 30 points a game. And he's one of the greatest all-time pure scorers ever. He's basically, a modern-day George Gervin with a three-point shot. I mean, he's unbelievable. Plus you're going to have Kyrie coming back. So you have those two superstars leading the way. I think this team will be better with Durant leading the way. You know what I'm saying? They'll take some pressure off Kyrie. Kyrie can be the kind of the co-pilot, so to speak. I really think the future is bright for this team. They still have a very talented core. They have Karis LeVert, who suffered that terrible injury 2 years ago, but he came back from that strong. I remember him having a 50-point game toward the end of the regular season this year. They have, of course, DeAndre Jordan. Who else do they have on that roster? They picked up Wilson Chandler from, who's best known for his long stint with the Denver Nuggets. They picked up Wilson Chandler this year. And, of course, they have Spencer Dinwiddie. Spencer Dinwiddie averaged over 20 points a game. And they have Joe Harris. So, they have some studs on this team. And I believe Jacques Vaughn will become the official permanent coach of this team. During the regular season, they fired... Matter of fact, it was right before work stoppage. They fired Kenny. What was his name? Kenny Atkinson, I think it was. Kenny Atkinson or something like that. They fired him, which came as a shock. But they fired him, and he in turn replaced Lionel Hollins, who was the coach before him. But Kenny Atkinson Kenny Atkinson had been the coach there for 4 years or so. So that came as a shock. But, hopefully Jacques Vaughn, maybe he, there's something in him that management and maybe the players like. I remember Jacques Vaughn as a player. The only thing I remember about him was that dubious record he had, which was the most field goals missed to start a season. I think he went like 0 for 26 or something. That's one thing I remember about Jacques Vaughn. And I remember he played for the Utah Jazz. But other than that, though, man, yeah, the future is bright for Brooklyn, man. They're going to be... I think next year, Kevin Durant is going to reestablish himself as the best player or one of the top two players in the league. I really think he's motivated to do that. I think Brooklyn's going to seriously challenge Milwaukee, depending upon what happens during this playoff run. If Milwaukee falters against Miami, who they do not match up that favorably with, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, if they falter against Miami, hey man, you got to reset the East, because that'll be the second year in a row that Milwaukee stumbled, and it'll be going backwards, because they wouldn't even make it to the Eastern Conference Finals if they lose against Miami. So that happens, then you have to look at a new favorite in the East, and that's going to be Brooklyn. And Kevin Durant, unlike Giannis, is a proven champion. No matter how much you want to say he went to a super team, and don't get me wrong, I said that too in the past, but at the end of the day, he still showed up, in the finals and showed out. So now he's on another team, and if he leads his team to an NBA Finals, that ups his stock even more. You know what I'm saying? So the future's bright for Brooklyn. So rest assured, Brooklyn fans out there, and there will be some bandwagoners coming aboard next year. You better fucking believe it. But at the end of the day, that's what the age we live in. We know what time it is. You gotta have jocks. You gotta have bandwagoners, man. That's just how it is. But tell me what you guys think.